Good morning, everyone. My name is Gerard Jans van Rensburg, and it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome all of you to IPCon 2020. A welcome not only to those of you who are longtime members of the Miro family, but also to those of you who are new to Miro. Even though the current lockdown regulations have prevented us from hosting IPCon in the same way that we have in the past, we look forward to the opportunity to now rub virtual shoulders with you and do what we do best, which is sharing our knowledge with you. Moving IPCon online has also provided us with a unique opportunity to bring this industry-leading event to more people than before and to make IPCon more accessible to a wider variety of people. Now, the global pandemic that we currently find ourselves in has brought to light the need for stable broadband internet access amongst both businesses and individuals. It has also highlighted the need for fixed broadband connectivity and the lack thereof in Africa, especially in developing areas. To tell us more about this ever-growing demand and to explain how Miro is playing a part in filling these gaps, I'd like you all to welcome to your screens Miro's Managing Director, Marco Duru.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us for IPCon Online 2020. So today, this year's IPCon is pretty different to the previous years, where we were privileged enough to have a big event and where everyone could come together. But we believe that this digital experience will still deliver a lot of value to all our customers and to everyone attending it. So over the next 3 days, we've got a stacked schedule with more than 35 events from different brands, presented by different international experts, as well as some of our own product managers, who are obviously experts in their own fields. So this year has been interesting. I'm not going to go on about COVID-19. I think we've really, all of us have had enough of that, but it is a reality, and it has really shaped the way we look at technology and the way we look at communication. And even for us as a business, we've seen extreme shove towards remote working and towards adapting to using technology to our advantage. It's changed the way we communicate with our staff. It's changed the way we engage with our customers. It's been quite a changing experience this whole year, and we're in the fortunate position to actually have access to all of the technology needed to make these changes happen. Now, a lot of things changed in terms of how people connect, and one of those things were, for instance, education. So if you were an individual to access to a stable, reliable, uncapped internet connection, you could actually resume your education in most instances, because the whole education sector was quite quick to jump online and resume classes. But if you were one of the unfortunate people who did not have stable, uncapped internet, you were left at a disadvantage. And this to us, you know, just that by itself is already a major issue to us. So to us, connectivity is really, really close to our hearts. And we believe that connectivity is more than just a word. In fact, connectivity allows us to really, really, you know, reach our full potential. Connectivity means start our businesses all over Africa. Connectivity means empowering ourselves to become something better. And connectivity to us is basically uplifting us from poverty into the middle class. And that is a huge socioeconomic issue in South Africa and the rest of the continent. So what we do at Miro is we empower you to connect communities. And as our business partner, as a reseller or a service provider or an integrator, we are here to make sure that you always have access, very easy access, to the right technology to grow your business and to make a massive contribution to the continent of Africa in terms of connectivity. So we've established a large footprint across South Africa. That's where we started, that's our base, but we have moved into Africa. So we've got our headquarters here in Centurion, in Gauteng, that's where I'm right now. And then we've got a branch in Cape Town, Durban, Nelspruit, as well as in Windhoek, Namibia, and in Nairobi, Kenya. So with this footprint, we can basically serve anyone in Africa and deliver stock to you quickly and efficiently at the right price at the right time. Now, one of the things that we believe in is really, you know, sourcing the right technology, testing the technology, and making sure it delivers on what it promised to deliver. And that's what we do. So we partner with only the best of breed technology vendors. We make sure that their products really, really live up to what we require here in Africa. And then we make that available to the markets. And we do that with our expertise, with ensuring that you've got access to all the information you need to build your own solutions, to build out your networks, and to get people connected in Africa in a cost-effective way. It's actually shocking how many people are relying on mobile connectivity as their primary source of internet connectivity. And that alone was never designed to be uncapped and to be high bandwidth. It was always just mobile connectivity. So that isn't the answer, and it's expensive. So fixed broadband is what we believe is required across South Africa and to the rest of the continent. And that opens up a lot of things. That opens up surveillance solutions, that opens up access control solutions, that opens up unified communications. You know, that opens up this session we're having right now. So this whole IPCon has been sponsored by one of our vendors, GrandStream, and this is their solution called IP Video Talk, and we're using that today. So you'll experience this over the course of IPCon, and it's a great solution. We're using that for us, for our customer meetings as well as our internal meetings. So this year we have we've done a couple of things. One of them was we launched a online training platform called Miro Academy. So after the pandemic, you know, physical meetings all of a sudden became a big issue. And we used to have a lot of trainings every day. We've got training rooms across the country, across multiple countries, and all of a sudden we couldn't train our customers anymore. So we've moved all of this online. So miroacademy.co.za is basically our way of moving our knowledge over to you without you having to put your own health at risk. So you can do these trainings from anywhere in the world now. Those trainings cover everything from 0 to Euro trainings, which is our introductory trainings, all the way up to specialized, brand-specific, internationally recognized trainings. What we've also done is we've launched a e-commerce website, because we realized that the constraints of dealing with a distributor only from 8 to 5 weekdays has become a problem now with a digital world and everyone being connected, and the demand for connectivity spiking so badly. We've launched this e-commerce website for everyone to have access 24/7, 365. So if you're one of our business partners and you register with us, you'll immediately get your business pricing. You'll get access to the stock levels. You'll get access to all product knowledge. You'll get access to your own spending habits and your behaviors. You'll get access to warranty checks. There's a long list of things that you'll get access to. And I really encourage everyone to go and create an online account and just run through that experience. It's focused on customers, the customer-centric, intuitive experience. So please go ahead and try it out. Yeah, and then just a last thing is that, you know, we believe in sourcing our products in an ethical way, and getting it directly from our technology vendors allows us to really give you the best solution in time at the right price, and a fully functional product with full warranties backed by the vendor as well as us. So our products are directly imported. There's no, we're trying to keep great products out of our business partner networks, because we believe that, you know, that's not the right direction and it's not sustainable. And to build a world-class network, you need a direct relationship with a partner like Miro, and we obviously have the relationship with the technology manufacturer. So that's one thing we can guarantee, that our products are tested, it's certified, it's approved, and it is definitely in a clean channel, directly sourced. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you build your networks and your businesses. So that's it for me. There's quite a lot coming up for the rest of the day. I just wanted to just say hello to everyone, and I hope you enjoy IPCon 2020. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Marco. Now, the demand for next-gen connectivity solutions, as we all know, is at an all-time high. This is largely thanks to the widespread and rapid adoption of work-from-home strategies. Because of this, it is more important than ever that we remain at the cutting edge in every facet of the ICT space. To explain how Miro's product portfolio is empowering businesses and individuals to connect in more efficient and effective ways than ever before, please welcome Sales Director of Miro, Jonathan Newton.
Thank you, Gerard, and once again, welcome everyone. We're really looking forward to sharing the next couple of days with you throughout IPCon 2020. Now, 2020 has certainly dished up a once-in-a-lifetime situation, and it's actually scary to think that almost half of this year has been spent under some form of lockdown. And one thing this year has really shown us is that we are blessed to be part of an industry as resilient as ours, an industry that not only enabled us and our partners to sustain our business through this difficult time, but it's made a huge difference and helped reduce the spread of the coronavirus while helping businesses stay open. Now, I was looking at the GDP figures for Q2 yesterday, and the telecommunication industry was one of the only industries that actually showed a positive growth over this period. And in fact, it's having a massive impact on how our economy is at least, kept going in any rate. So over the next 3 days, we're going to be hosting deep dives, discussions, and training on our products. I would just like to briefly discuss some of the key product trends and developments we've seen this year. And while a lot of these trends have been influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic, we believe and see that a lot of these trends are set to continue long beyond and into the next couple of years. Now, last year at IPCon 2020, I discussed how throughout the technology value chain that connectivity is king, and how we were living in a connected world. Now, the events of 2020 have only served to accelerate this need and demand for accessible, stable, and reliable connectivity. As already been discussed by Marco, 2020 witnessed the biggest work from home movement in history. It was internet connectivity that enabled millions of people and companies to make this move relatively quickly and easily. Research has actually shown that the implementation of remote working in many businesses post-lockdown is going to continue because productivity was actually found to be far higher with people working from home. So it's actually shattered a lot of the stereotypes of people having to be in an office. And we see that this movement is here to stay long beyond the COVID-19 lockdowns. Now, this has provided many opportunities and challenges for us. The most obvious of these would be the increasing demand for home internet connectivity. And over this period, we've seen a really big increase in demand for across the board for fiber, for fixed wireless broadband and LTE solutions over the last 5 months. Now, where there was fiber infrastructure, there was a massive spike in demand for home CPE devices. And we have actually seen now, as the lockdown regulations were eased, that a lot of people are now pushing to actually get their own fiber infrastructure in place. Where there wasn't this infrastructure and fixed wireless broadband has played a massive role in keeping South Africa connected. We've seen a demand across the board for our fixed wireless broadband products. And LTE, the ease and the simplicity of getting an LTE set up has really been, for people who don't require uncapped connectivity, that has also played a big part in keeping people connected during this period. Those who had connectivity increased their line speeds, and we actually saw a lot of fiber providers and service providers increasing their line speeds for free during this period. Now, this obviously led to a lot of people needing to increase their network capacity. We've seen really, really strong growth, and we're able to support people with this with our millimeter wave multi-gigabit solutions. This is offering cost-effective fiber-like speeds from 1 to 10 gigabits per second, full Bergplex over distances of up to 10 kilometers. And we also saw a strong demand for licensed spectrum over this period. People looking to upgrade their backhauls, and with ICASA being a little bit more open, they did release some spectrum to the larger telco companies, but there were also a lot of licenses granted for licensed spectrum over this period. Now, our licensed products, we hold stock of. So once those licenses were approved, we were able to provide, in most cases, stock out of stock on hand. We didn't have to wait for that stock to come in. Now, as Marco has really pointed out, one thing that the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting lockdowns has highlighted is the digital divide with regards to internet connectivity. The majority of the country are not connected. And look, we still have a long way to go, but we're proud to have played a small part in bridging this divide with some of our partners who have undertaken community Wi-Fi and rural hotspot projects. And we are really confident that in the future, these projects will become more common, and we're hopeful that the government will see this as a springboard to really accelerate the progress of these projects. So increased capacity is only part of the puzzle for work from home solutions and for offices nowadays. There's been a massive change in usage patterns, especially significantly in a work from home environment. If you just look at things like video conferencing solutions, just like today's conference, this is being held on one of our partner Grandstream's IP video talk platforms. We saw a massive demand and spike for this for obvious reasons. And this places unique pressures on both the home and office Wi-Fi. At any given time in a household nowadays, you're going to have someone working from home using a video conference like this, or working on a CRM package, making VoIP calls. You're going to have a child doing online e-learning, and you're going to have someone streaming Netflix all at the same time. Now, your standard entry-level routers, your 802.11 single-band routers just don't cut it anymore. And there's been a surge in demand for the more high-end, and especially for home users, for dual-band, your 802.11 AC with MU-MIMO on it, obviously for the multiple and the multiple application being used at the same time. And importantly, whole home mesh Wi-Fi solutions. You can't have everyone working in one room. In the old days, you would have literally internet where the router was. And we're seeing more and more of a demand for people to have their whole home connected with that same bandwidth available throughout the house. So there's been a big surge in demand, and we've got some really, really great Wi-Fi mesh solutions that are able to cover whole homes relatively easily. And then we've seen a big increase in demand for Wi-Fi 6 routers. We introduced our first Wi-Fi 6 routers this year. And we're seeing more and more devices support the 802.11ax protocol. And we're seeing the demand for this grow. And this new technology, and as you'll hear in one of our talks, is really opening up a host of new possibilities. So another challenge that over this period has been cybersecurity. Especially with a lot of people working from home, suddenly the network isn't as secure when it's a home network. And unfortunately, cyber criminals really took advantage of this during the COVID-19 lockdowns. One study actually showed an increase of cybersecurity attacks from an average of about 5,000 a week in February to over 200,000 a week in May and June of 2020. Earlier this year, we introduced our SD-WAN and next-gen firewall solutions. This has easily enabled the same security settings, such as all your quality of service, group policies. You can even schedule employee monitoring, and you can implement this for the employee working from home just as easily as they would be when they were working in an office. Another factor, and I mentioned this earlier with the demand for VoIP and video conferencing, is an increase of these latency-sensitive UDP traffic applications. We introduced our TCP optimization and bandwidth management software this year, and this has enabled service providers to offer a faster, more reliable service without having to incur large hardware costs. Now, not all trends that we've seen this year have been because of people working from home. Hands-on operational staff couldn't work remotely, and one challenge that all companies are facing and will continue to face at some point is getting the workplace safe and ready for returning employees. Well, one thing we realized in our own offices relatively quickly was that traditional fingerprint access control just wasn't suitable anymore. Anything that you have to touch nowadays is a risk. So with that, we've seen a huge demand for our range of facial recognition access control. And we use it at our offices here. It's really, really accurate. And we've actually got units that incorporate things like temperature detection and mask detection, even if it won't allow someone in if they're not wearing a mask. Obviously, all of this then ensures that the employee's safety, and while still able to accurately manage time and attendance in the workplace. So another area that there's been really, really significant growth this year has been in the IoT sector. If you think about automation and remote monitoring, how critical that has become in today's world. A lot of companies that weren't even allowed to operate, instead of having someone to go through there for critical machines, we're able to actually set up IoT with them and actually able to monitor them remotely. We've seen applications everywhere from industrial, in the mining sector and agricultural sector. And IoT went as far as actually aiding in social distancing. And we've got a solution that you're able to manage and enforce physical distancing at the office by wearing a wearable sensor. Obviously, this allows the people then to measure their distance between employees and actually sends out an alert if you're actually too close to each other. We've gone and expanded our product offering this year, and we've included LTE and LoRaWAN IoT solutions. Just in closing, I've really only scratched the surface. We really do have a wealth of knowledge to share with you over the next couple of days. We have got some of the industry leaders from our partners, as well as our product managers who are all experts in their field. This year has really, really posed some unprecedented challenges for us all. And over the course of IPCon 2020, we aim to show you how our comprehensive solution portfolio allows your businesses and the businesses you serve to become future ready with increased agility and continuing to be able to adapt to the changing world around us. Thank you so much for your time, and we really look forward to sharing the next couple of days with you.
Okay, thank you for that, Jonathan. Now, although we started in South Africa, and that is still where our headquarters is located, Miro has the ability to serve our neighboring countries in the same way that we do here. So to tell us more about Miro's presence in the rest of Africa and how we are empowering more people in more places than ever before, please welcome Miro's export manager, Senzo Dlamini.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Miro today at IPCon 2020. My name is Senzo Dlamini, and I head up the export division and all our sales within Sub-Saharan Africa and the Greater Africa as a region. Before I start today, I'd like to take you back 20 years where there was an article on The Economist. They ran a cover stating the current state of Africa's GDP, and on it, 3 words actually stuck in my mind there. They said, we are the hopeless continent. Now, jump forward 2 decades, and Africa currently is sitting at the second fastest growing GDP within the world. And out of the 7 top 10 fastest growing economies, 7 of them are African countries. So this changes the perspective and actually goes to show that Africa right now is one of the leaders in terms of telecommunications and the growth of the industry as a whole. Now, although Myro was founded in South Africa and has 4 branches locally in South Africa, it is no longer a South African country. We've reached out across Africa in order to try to service the greater continent as a whole. We've got a presence in Nairobi, Kenya, and we've also got a presence in Windhoek, Namibia. We've also set up multiple sub-distributors in various countries as well. These are stock-holding sub-distributors that would have all of our products and all of our offerings on hand for quicker accessibility to all of our clients. We've set all of this up in order to be able to reach you and to assist you on a faster level. That being said, we did face some challenges with the current pandemic that we are facing. It did shake up a little bit with our shipping and all of that other stuff. But as I say, that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So we've come out of those seas sailing, basically, and we've developed, we've partnered up with very credible and reliable couriers that will make sure that we can get your stock to you as fast as possible. We also offer drop shipping, so we're able to get stock directly from our suppliers or producers directly to you, avoiding a lot of the wait and all of the other terms and delays that might occur with getting your stock over to you when you need it. Now, it's been forecast that by 2050, roughly about 60% of Africa will be living in urban areas as people move over from poverty over to the middle class. And Myro aims to be at the forefront of that growth. One of the leading things that will make that growth occur will be communications and being able to reach everybody, even in the rural areas, by the use of backhauling and that kind of fiber kind of infrastructure. So this is where Myro can assist you as well. We've got a dedicated sales department, pre-sale solutions planning, and we've got after-sales support that can take you from the planning stages when you just have an idea in your mind of what you want to accomplish, all the way up to actually giving support to your clientele after you've set them up. So for all of those solutions, Myro Distribution, Myro is the company to trust. When it comes to getting all of these items, though, to you, we have also found that different countries have different policies. So we have made it our priority to get all of that information and make sure that we're up to date with all of the different compliances that are required in various countries. So if you need any product in any country, Myro will definitely be able to assist you there. We've got test reports for all of our products on hand, and we will assist you with all of your licensing and compliance requirements at a moment's notice. And then last but not least, I would like to just take a moment to also just quickly touch on our new website that we have actually launched to basically assist us in developing an e-commerce platform that will cover the rest of Africa. So even where clients were sometimes having difficulties getting payment through to us through different banking channels and all of that stuff now, we have made the process much, much simpler. So clients can just log on, order what they want, pay from whichever country that they are. The website itself will assist with the shipping terms and everything, and then we get your stuff out to you as soon as possible. Should there be any delays or anything like that, then we are available as well, just to join on and to assist you to make sure that you get all of your equipment as soon as possible. Thank you so much again for joining us today. I know that you will leave these next couple of days very empowered. There's a lot more information that we'd like to share with you over the next couple of days. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Senzo. Okay, so over the course of the next 3 days, as mentioned earlier, we will be hosting various sessions for you to attend. Now, these sessions are going to be hosted on GrandStream's cutting-edge IP Video Talk video conferencing platform. And these sessions are going to range from brand-specific deep dives all the way to, from our best-of-breed vendors, all the way up to our technical trainings on day 3, which have been made possible by Cambium, Edgecore Networks, and Siklu. Not only do we have a packed lineup of events for the next 3 days, there are also some exciting prizes up for grabs as well. Now, these prizes include a full ZKTecho training course, up to 15,000 Rand in Takealot vouchers, as well as a MikroTik audience router. Now, in the chat box, now we are going to drop the schedule for the next 3 days. Now, this schedule is going to be your key throughout the next 3 days to get access to all of the different sessions. Okay, now there's both a PDF version of this document as well as at the end of this introductory session, you will be redirected to this page on our website where you will also be able to get access to the web version of this document. Okay, so like I mentioned, over the course of the next few days, we have split up IPCon into 3 days with various sessions on all 3 days. Days 1 and 2 are mainly brand-specific deep dives, and then on day 3, we have our technical trainings. Now, we strongly encourage that you book in advance for the technical trainings on day 3, as seats are limited for these events. Okay, now the way this document works, and this is the same for the PDF version as well, there are embedded links for all of the various sessions. Now, obviously, the sessions that you attend are up to you, and they depend on your area of expertise or industry, or your interests. So all that you need to do in order to join the sessions is simply click on the hyperlink either on the web version or on the PDF version of the document, and you will be redirected to the IP Video Talk session that is relevant. Okay, so you guys are now free to join the sessions that are relevant to both your industries and your interests. We trust you will have an amazing experience with IPCon this year. And if you have any questions about the event going further, you can feel free to leave them in the chat now. Have a great time with IP Video Talk. And once again, thank you guys so much for joining us today.